Hello, 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 hello.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
Yeah.
Yes, you're most welcome. It is Matchday Live, and it is the FUFA Drum quarterfinals, second leg, where both locations will be having two games that will probably have a contentious moment there for turning the game around, probably for Toro, and on the other side for Acholi. Both of these teams are actually down by 2 goals. Toro did lose to Busoga by 3 goals to 1 in the first leg, while Acholi lost their home game in the quarterfinal first leg against, that is LANGO. LANGO getting the 2 goals in the second half, and it is probably a chance for them to turn that result and probably go to the next round, that is the semi-finals. But they'll be facing a big challenge today with LANGO at home at the Akibwa Stadium in Lira. The question is, are the fans ready for this big encounter? Because we are hearing that the fans have been there since morning. As you can see, the players are already out from the Akibwa Stadium in Lira, and this is what it means, the FUFA Drum. Celebrating your ancestry, brought to you by MTN, Nile Special Rock Boom, and of course, Bet Power, the official broadcast sponsor. It is the FUFA Drum quarterfinals, second leg, and we're reporting live from Mengo. With me in studio is Gordon Bule and Tendo Nikta Musoke. Of course, the usual suspects with me here on set to take you through the 1 hour we do have for this very big day that is in the FUFA Drum. Gentlemen, I know, Tendo, you're smiling. What's on your mind?
It is Matchday Live.
Matchday Live.
Looking at the people,
yes.
I know which sponsor is happier.
Yeah.
Don't say the name. Don't say the name.
That's also of the night. That's also of the night.
Sure?
Made from the source.
Is the brand ambassador, and now we know
everything that has been trickling across River Nile from the source where the wedding has been must be trekking all the way to Akibwa via the Albert. Is it the Victorian Nile? Is it what?
Bule.
Yeah.
Albert Nile, Victorian Nile.
Yeah.
Is he fresh today? Does it look like he's fresh?
No, he's fresh.
He's fresh?
Yeah. Because brand ambassador, you must be on ground.
Actually,
that's why he's available.
Actually, on yesterday, Tendo,
yeah,
Bule was about to give a dance yesterday, but we
What
said let us forgive him and we save it for today. Possibly
no way
it might
can't
happen
dance
again.
Because what is happening in the other game?
Yes.
Musicians have been performing since morning. Even his favorite songs.
So you want
all
me to
his
dance
favorite
today?
songs have been sung.
Toro.
So if you play him the clips, he will dance.
The
it's
coalition,
automatic.
the coalition is getting stronger, but I'll trace on.
Yeah, as you can see, for me today, I've decided to go with the style of LANGO.
Yeah.
You know, the swaggerific guys. So they only gave me the pants.
You're already
But
picking. You're already picking.
They said the shirts are coming.
You needed a baseball shirt.
The shirts are coming next week or the next time. Probably if they qualify for the semi-finals, I'll get the big shirt. But guys, welcome, FUFA Drum. Yeah. I mean, we do have 2 games, big games, live today. And just to let the viewers know that the game that will be on Star Times is LANGO versus Acholi. And on DSTV, it will be Toro versus Busoga. LANGO versus Acholi is on channel 239 and 252. And then, of course, Toro versus Busoga will be on DSTV channel 381. Gentlemen, you can give me your thoughts on these 2 big games. Bule, let's start with you.
Great day it is for the FUFA Drum quarterfinals. The last part of it, maybe the fans, as you've seen on the screens, they're already eager to get this contest going. In the other game, Busoga versus the latter, it's going to be a great one too. Yes, the fans may not be in huge numbers as LANGO versus Acholi, but this is the FUFA Drum, and no tournament really touches people as a FUFA Drum or no football tournament really touches people, and I appreciate every stakeholder who has done the best part. People are embracing the tournament, celebrating the ancestry. Me as a northerner, I'm proud of our brothers. Even West Nile, they did the part to the semi-finals. Then LANGO versus Acholi is going to be a great one. Brotherly affair. But when you look at some aspects, LANGO community in Chitgum gave away 15 cartons of water to each province, that is Acholi and Lango. Name any province that you know right now, Tendo, that has given such impetus to the fans, transport, welfare. That's why I'm Northerner.
The man is starting to show off now.
Yeah, that's why I'm Northerner. I must be.
We can say to the Kitgum people, Apoyo Mate.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have given them PE. It's called PE.
The way they have embraced this drum tournament ever since the start, at least you see that love for celebrating ancestry. This is the best part of it, of bringing all people together, ensure they celebrate such games. It's going to be a great day on both sides, and the eastern and in the western, then right here in the northern.
Yeah, well, it is going to be a big day indeed, as we are getting the warm-ups from the Akibwa Stadium in Lira. The fans are eagerly waiting for this game. Of course, West Nile and Teso are already in the semi-finals. The remaining 2 slots will be confirmed by the end of today's matches. Tendo, big games we do have in store today. Yeah,
big games, but mostly big celebration of our ancestry, and this is what the FUFA Drum is all about. In a weekend where there has been so much action on TV and all that, you could gauge the reaction of the fans from exactly what is happening there. Trekking in at as early as 10 reminds me of those days when football was top-notch. We used to go to Nachivubu as early as 9. If you happened to reach at 11, you would never get an opportunity to watch a game unless you are those recognizable fans and a lucky kid, I must say, because this is exactly what football is about, and the celebration trickles down into the players, and the energy the players exhibit, the administrators and all that is unimaginable. And you would think that we are going steps ahead. Steps ahead indeed, and that is actually the Acholi province warming up, and they do have probably, that is Lango actually warming up. They do have a big boost in their squad. Musa Ramadan has joined in to probably boost up their fates in today's game, but they do hold a 2-0 lead in the first leg, getting the 2 goals in the second half. Bule, actually do have a lot of work to do today.
Looking at the lineup of the squad for Lango, you can say that really it's a top-notch squad. Musa Ramadan coming through, and even Alan Okelo managing to warm up with the team in the last evening or yesterday. You say that it's full camp, and maybe administration-wise they must get everything going, because fans have already flocked in numbers. That is Acholi fans and then Lango fans. It's going to be a huge one. And you look at the mood of the Lango camp. Those are the warm-ups that are being done by the Lango setup. You believe that they are eager to get this game going. Yes, it's 2-0 against them, but they can turn this tide around. An early goal will be crucial, maybe, and see how they can handle the game minute by minute. Defensively, Lango should be there at the whole 90 minutes, just waiting on to see what Bobo Bira has for Lango, and then what Geoffrey Akena has for the Acholi side.
Yeah, because Geoffrey Akena's side did concede 2 goals in the second half, and they only managed 1 win in the group stages, Tendo. This is a game that they have to probably turn around, but they will be faced by a big challenge, the 12th man, as you can see in the stands, waiting for this game. Like you said, they have been there since the morning, and what a game they do have in store.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge game for them, especially because they let Lango score those 2 goals. So they need to come back and score 2 goals. For a side that hasn't won as many games, you would think that the mountain is there for them to climb. But probably they are buoyed by the fact that Lango does not have their first defender. The first defender in Dennis Omedi, because the best way to defend is by attacking, he's one of the most potent players currently. And without him, you would think that whoever is going to come must be tasked to score at least a goal, an insurance goal for Lango. And in that process, you think that probably Acholi would want to come and get an early goal. They are also not having their star player, Hud Mulichi, but in terms of looking for goals, you wouldn't think that Hud Mulichi would be the ideal person. But the performance he had last time, he's the one who was closest to scoring for Acholi.
Yeah, before we even get to the players that might not be around, they might be around today. I mean, look at the picture. The picture we're getting there from the Akibo Stadium in Lira. We even got a glimpse of the truck carrying hundreds, probably hundreds of fans. But you could see what it means. Celebrating your ancestry, look at the amount of fans showing up, Bule.
Yeah.
You're not surprised?
I'm not surprised because it seems like a final, but this is a quarterfinals. You may assume that these fans are already going at each other and outside the pitch because they are game ready. And outside the pitch too is business. Kiosks all over, water, now special, everything around is taking place commercially. But you must just applaud them because they've come in huge numbers and they're still coming in huge numbers just to support their respective provinces. And this is what is really attained in football if you embrace what really is your ancestry. Lango being at top, they should use this advantage to their fullest. But still, I believe even ACHOLI have many fans around. It's going to be a brotherly affair. And they're going at each other, I believe. Fans are still flocking in to see how the game is going to transpire.
I'm still wondering what time I would be entering that stadium if I am to attend 10.
You maybe would be privileged, probably. You would be privileged to get in with a gate pass, but without a gate pass, you should be one of those people now in the lines. I don't know whether the cameras can show us the lines. The lines are immense. When you look at the feedback from the background there, the lines are so immense, they are still moving in, and it's only one language today, Lubanga Tie Lira. Normally they say Lubanga Tie Gulu, but the game now is in Lira, and
yes.
Probably you could twist it that way. And whatever is going to happen is a testament to what this province, these two provinces have been in sports over the years, because it dates back as far as the 70s. The most potent athletes have always come from those two provinces. Despite the fact that in football specifically, the West Nilers have a little bit excelled, but the most potent athletes of all time, apart from the runners from Sebei that have come in, but the likes of Jonah Kibua, the likes of Dodovic Owinyi, and all that, they all came from that area. So the genesis of sport and love for sport emanates from the northern area in Uganda, and it flocks down, it trickles down to all of us down here, and these people show it. At a quarterfinal to be attended like this, actually this is a small crowd compared to what we have even seen.
Yes.
Probably the magnitude of the game and the fact that the home side is already comfortable, yes. And the away side probably think they cannot get it back. It is only those that want party that came to attend this game. But the diehards maybe think it's a long gone conclusion, and the freaky ones said it's done.
Others are probably watching
by 4 p.m.
Yes.
By 4 p.m. Yes. It will be in full capacity. I trust my brothers. Tendo is putting on the pressure, but I trust them. By 4 p.m., even on FUFA TV, as we've spoken about it, they'll be there. And let's score our first goal. You'll see the euphoria there and excitement.
I'm wondering now which dance move is going to give us.
Why should I give you a dance?
This one I'm ready. In any way. He will dance for either side.
Why?
This is a prediction he takes alone. Because either way you are predicting for him. If you say ACHOLI you are going to overturn it, yes. Still he will be happy. If you say LANGO are going to continue with their massacre in this quarterfinal, still he will be happy. So that is a prediction he will take.
No, he should give us something. Tell him to give us something. Every time he's hiding behind me, tell him to give us something.
I don't know what he's going to give us.
No, tell him.
He will give us when we're at halftime. At halftime, he'll give us something. But Tendo, you were saying something about actually missing a couple of players. Of course, Hood Mulichi, who has been instrumental in this side, not just in this edition, but in the past editions for ACHOLI. How is ACHOLI going to deal with that without a player like Hood Mulichi? And then, of course, LANGO on the other side. Not having players like Dennis Omedi, and then of course Alan Okello, who did manage to train with the side apparently, but is not even on the bench for LANGO.
Yeah, well, Alan Okello has not been in the picture this season.
That's actually the highlights of the first leg.
He hasn't been in the picture this season, so he'll not be a big miss. But for the fans that love him, the darling of the northern region, they would have loved to see him make an appearance, at least a cameo appearance. But again, him coming back to train means it's upon Lango to keep this lead and probably have him in the next round where you think that he might be fit enough. He made the bench for Vipers against KCC. That means he's almost there, back to fitness. So you think that it's game management and man management to keep him off this game, because much as we think that it's a foregone conclusion, Geoffrey Akena might come with a style, because 2-0 is a lead that is very hard to keep, by the way, because the moment you concede one, all your minds can freak out. And if the team that was trailing gets back to 2-2, the chances are that the team that has been trailing will always win. So you have 90 minutes to plan that. And Geoffrey Akena, having won this trophy before, you think that he can conjure up something. But on the side of him having Hodumulichi missing, you think that now it's the time for Fred Agandu to try and show something. He's not very attacking, but we have seen him going forward all the time he's put on the pitch. And in terms of seniority, I think there is no other person to replace Hodumulichi than him. Even if he's going to either sit in the central midfield, deep six, or he's going to be in the back line, but he is one of those figures you must have, because every team must have a leader on the pitch. And Hood was that leader who tried to lead by example when the goals were trying to water down, and he tried to get some opportunities. He hit the woodwork, he had shots saved and all that, and that was Hodumulichi, a former striker who now became a defender and sometimes plays as a midfielder. Agandu also is versatile, he can play all positions, and we saw him trying to do that even for Sports Club Villa the other season. So much as he has not had game time in club football, you think that he could be fresh and inspired for this game, because he is a senior player, and senior players always come when they are not fresh and they can play. If the game is in their favor, the only challenge would be if Lango turn on the guns. You think that the midfield will be porous for Acholi.
Well, Lango has only conceded 2 goals in the group stage, but to switch on to the other side, Toro is hosting Busoga, and Toro is down by 3-1. Some might say the game is done and dusted, but it's still 2 goals. Anything can happen in that game, and probably the fact that Toro opened their gates to the stadium as early as 10 a.m. with some musicians coming in for some entertainment. What does that tell you from the Toro side?
Opening the gates as early as 10 a.m., that is a sign that maybe they wanted the fans to flock in huge numbers. That is one of the biggest advantages that any team can use. And if they've had the fans coming through, then it's going to be good for the players to deliver whatever, in whatever case. Because 2-0, that is the cushion that they are chasing versus Busoga. The first leg ended 3-1, and then this leg that they're going to play, the second leg, they have to chase a two-goal cushion. If they manage to get an early goal as Toro, then it will be a blessing to them.
Yeah, that is the aerial view where the game will be live. I do believe that is St. Paul's. That will be where Toro is going to be hosting Busoga today, and very, very nice view there, Tendo.
Yeah, it reminds me of the time when Toro United was still in the league, and they used to have some games there. Very beautiful, the tree ambience and everything, the atmosphere. Probably you have a breath of fresh air. I think it will be a breathtaking game where you think the home side has the chance to try and up their game and come back. But again, it might also favor the visitors, because they are the more mobile team, the most mobile actually in the tournament after West Nile. You think that the Busoga side might also relish that situation, because when you look at that scenario, you remember the Boutique Hills, where we did the FUFA TV Cup, and you think a player from that area might also relish that situation. Toro, of course, 3-1 down is a little bit hard to chase, much as it's also still a 2-goal lead on aggregate, and they have an away goal. For them, it's even easier in the mathematics of the game than it is for the other side. But the hardest part is they lost their cog in Nyakojo. You think that whatever happened in the other game to be 3-1 would have been worse if Nyakojo was not on, and you think that the person coming to step in is going to have a big task to try and contain the mobility of the Busoga side. Of course, we saw the goalkeeper was to some extent the man of the match for his side, saving a lot when Busoga were rampant at some point. So you think that it's going to be a very tight encounter for them as well, and for the names that are chosen to represent the province of Toro.
Right, it is a big game indeed, as we are getting live pictures from St. Paul's, where we are actually seeing some of the Toro province players warming up. I do believe that might be the substitutes bench, Bule.
Yeah.
The game has created a big scenery, first of all, with the venue. I mean, I am amazed by the scenery, the aerial view, and how beautiful it looks. It tells me that there are so many pitches, there are so many fields in Uganda that are probably yet to be discovered, or probably not yet to be used to some extent. Of course, we are seeing that in the FUFA drum. We have seen it in somehow the big league, a couple of teams getting some good places to play from, but that view and the fact that probably Toro has a goal, got a goal in the first leg, could that be enough to get Toro something to prove today?
First of all, the pitch aspect. I've been at that pitch. I played in that pitch for Kampala province, again versus Toro province. You believe that it's going to be a great atmosphere. It's going to be ground play football. There's no bumps there. There are no even slopes there. Everything is just as flat. So maybe the game should be an attacking game of transitioning, full of speed. It's going to matter how the midfielders or the attackers are going to handle all aspects in that game. But as an environment, this is a good feature. At least many areas in Uganda have some pitches, only the development. And this is where a word comes in, that give a community a ball, then everything will be in place. At least if the community embraces football, then according to the maybe FUFA technical master plan, these things will be dealt with, but in time. But firstly, there are a lot of pitches in Ugandan areas, only that the respective administrators in those areas need to see to it that they develop football from the grassroots. It will be good for us. As you've seen, Toro province is going to host in that pitch. It's going to be good for them. And some of the substitutes warming up together. One of them is Jungu Methodius, right now playing at Mbara City. And behind them is a goalkeeper, Mutwali Mugolofa, who had some few minutes for his respective club in the Bepa Big League. They have some good players in their matchday squad. If they deem it so, they should start on a good note. And now Tege, Joseph Semuju, the likes of Namanya, Nani, who plays for URAFC. These are good players. Henry Tegenyi. This is the best advantage that they should use. As they open the gates at 10 a.m., you see the fans are somehow coming in numbers. So they should really use the advantage. Try to pressurize the opponent. As much as Busoga province has that quality experience, but still this is going to be another game for them. How they're going to handle it is Charlie Sayeko to put them into the proper shape. But as Toro province, you must use your best advantage. Start on a high note. You get the early goal, then you really settle into the game properly. Yes. But worthwhile to watch. Both games, the other side in the north and this one, the players, you see on their faces, they're eager to impress today.
Tendo, I mean, you've had the names that could be playing today, and the fact that Toro do have so many key players, not just for their province, but probably in terms of club football. Henry Tegenyi, Anwar Ntege, the goalkeeper Mugolofa, all of these players have a task today to probably turn around, and they do have a big plus. The fans have been there since morning, and the pitch looks amazing, and Bule has probably played on it, and he has felt the atmosphere from that.
You can even see.
I mean, look at that, Bule.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pitch, yes. A recipe for beautiful football, and you think we have two of the best playing football provinces. Toro, with their coach Fred Muhumuza, they have actually exhibited some of the best football you'll ever see. But again, we know Busoga also for being the same in that aspect. So you think that with the pitch being good, we might be feasted to a very, very, very entertaining game. with focus and all of that, because there is something to fight for. Busoga has something to defend, and Toro has something to try to win. So there is not going to be any laxity in this game, and the weather looks good also. I can see the legend there, Ayubu Bariejusa, trying to take them through their paces. It's a beautiful situation there, and the fans will enjoy this moment, I'm very sure.
Well, they will enjoy this moment indeed, and that is the Busoga province warming up. They do hold a 3-1 lead in this second leg tie, Bule.
Yeah.
I mean, comfortable lead for them so far?
Not so comfortable, but at least it's a good cushion. And looking at the players warming up, I've seen the likes of Isinde, Magumba, centre back too, and then Jerome Chiria, Laban Tibita, and then a couple of good players, Isaac Wagoina, then the goalkeeper there, Didi Mohamed. Yes. Not a bad squad for this day. They just need to get the tempo up and just believe that you need to close out shop, not giving the Toro Province side any chance towards your goal. And the warm-ups have really given me a good picture that maybe they are ready for this game. And they are eager to progress into the semi-finals. Because as much as they are strong as Busoga Province, they haven't yet won this FUFA Drum tournament. And they are dying. But along the path, they will be meeting the top dogs. I don't need to even talk about it.
I tell you, we did get a picture of Didi Muhammad. He did not start in the recent Bali Heroes game against Police. This is a game that he might be starting. I mean,
yeah, whatever it was that made him not start could be a blessing in disguise for Busoga, because that game was a little tough. And him being ready now, you think that he is mentally better than he would have been if he had been part of the other squad. Yes. Of course, not withholding the fact that he could have changed the dimension of the other game. This one is a game where they need him, because mostly the focus for Toro is going to be on his goal, trying to get there and try to score some goals. But you see, with the goalkeeping, it is where you win a championship. Much as scoring and everything wins you the games on a day-to-day basis, it's the goalkeeper that wins you the championship. And we think that of the two, you think Didi is at an advantage now that his side is a little bit ahead. But you think that he can inspire also his side. They played some good football. I remember the combination goals they scored in the second half. You would think that on a pitch like this we'll see better. I'm anticipating the likes of the substitutes came on and gave a good account. I'm yet to see what the coaches will choose now. Ibrahim Gurusi came and played very well also. You think that it will be tricky choosing who is going to start for Busoga.
Yes, and at halftime in the first leg it was 1-1 between Toro and Busoga. Yeah. And Busoga came back and scored 2 goals. What do you think made them play better in the second half, coming into this game where they will probably have a comfortable lead going into the 90 minutes, Bule?
Change of plan, I believe, from Charles Sayeko. Give them some impetus to go ahead in the second half, because every time you get a chance to have a talk with the players as a coach, you just need to teach out something. Halftime it was 1-1, but both goals for either sides were scored through penalties. Wagoina and then Semuju. That shows you the compactness of the first half as it was. Then a little bit of change. The players came back strong in the second half of Busoga, and then a deterrence in the injury for Benjamin Nyakojo really opened up the floodgates for Busoga. And today, how they're going to handle the game as Toro Province, they need that assertiveness in backline. Jordan Ruby Mugweri should be there available for today in the Toro Province lineup, because he was always partnering Nyakojo, but he would need another partner to help him. Maybe Innocent Asimwe can be drafted in the center back, but either way, he can be playing in the right back, but they still need a cog in the defense, not allowing any chances to the Busoga Province side. As the coaches are responsible for this game, they need to twitch up as many tactics as possible to ensure that the one beats the other. Otherwise, both coaches are going to come up with many hidden tactics in this game.
Atendo, I mean, on one side we did see Chitara play without Benjamin Nyakojo, and it looked a bit detrimental to how Brian Fernando put up their performance. Is it going to be a problem for Toro today?
It is obviously a problem. Nyakojo is a very, very a kingpin defender for either the province or any club that he plays for, and it has been the same over the years. He has that aerial prowess, and it's a known thing. It's not just a surprise thing, and many defenders don't want to go in the air with him. That's why he's named Air Force One. And then also he's good as a traditional African defender. Put the ball out for safety. There is no bad defender if he clears the ball, if he clears his lines, and that is his tradition. And he has done it very well. He has increased a lot of repertoires to his game, game reading and all that, and flexibility. He can hit the ball with the left foot, he can hit it with the right. And you think the person coming in could have a challenge. We saw for Chitara, like you said, Kasaija came in, the young boy, yes, was given a chance, but he really had a big task, and and you saw him going into the media trying to say that I will try to bridge this gap, but you see the earlier Nyakojo comes back, the better. So you think that they all respect him, and when you get respected by your teammates, that means you are doing a good job, and he's also respected by the opponents, by the way.
He's coming back in March.
So you think that the person coming into that place, I don't know whether it could be Kasaija, you never know, because he's from the same area. He's going to have a lot to do, but it is a lot easier if you have read the first leg. Busoga do not normally use a very, very stable number 9. It is mostly about mobility. And you saw Nyakojo also was moving away from the center back position, trying to tackle the threat for Busoga. So you think that any other player well psyched can actually do that as well, apart from those moments where they have to do a lot in the air, and that is where now the goalkeeper can save the team, because even Johnny Mugweri is not so good at taking away all the aerial balls like Nyakojo was. We saw him waiting to sweep the crumbs after Nyakojo has had altercation. So I think that is where now Mutwalibu is going to earn his money. He has to take away every aerial threat that comes, and then probably inspire and organize the defense to try to look at the mobility of Wagoina and anybody they choose, because we saw the goals did not come from the center striker, apart from the penalty that he took. The other things were in open play, and they can handle that if they read the game very well. But it's not going to be an easy thing. Well, I think it's in Busoga's hands now.
Well, on the other side, Abule, we did see Elvis Ngonde get something on Joseph Semuju in the first leg, and that was a bit detrimental to how Busoga managed the game in the first half. Is that going to be a challenge in terms of managing those set pieces for Busoga taking on Toro today?
Always a challenge whenever you get set pieces around your 18-yard area. Defensively, you must be having a good command, that is the backline, and then the goalkeeper who organizes those balls to ensure that you have that compactness. But you must avoid those instances where you're going to give the opponent chances around your 18-yard area. And so it's upon the defenders of Busoga to see to it that they are cooked. And they'll be missing the services of Kenneth Semakula too, who is not going to be available in today's game because he's part of the Uganda Cranes that is taking on Somalia in the next upcoming game. So we just wait and see. But influential players are in Toro side too. Namanya, full of architecture. Semuju, full of pace and architecture, intelligent on the ball. These players, you don't allow them a time on the ball. If they get the services going forward, that's going to be hurting Busoga, and I believe it's going to be Toro's day today. Well,
let us get to hear from the side from Toro Province, the head coach, and we'll probably get a picture as to what he has prepared in today's game, and we shall be back for more.
We are much aware that in the first leg, we lost the game by 3 goals down. But we rectified some few mistakes we made on the previous game. We are very ready for this game to change the results, because in football anything can happen. The boys are well prepared and they have a positive mind. If we do all what it takes, we execute what we had planned, I think we shall get a positive result in this game. We qualify for the next level.
With the variety of players that you have, who could be in for Benjamin Nyakojo, who got the injury?
Actually, we are going to introduce Asimo Innocent. He has been playing, but we know very well he can play where Nyakojo has been playing.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you as well.
I'm Charles Aye Kolukula, the head coach of Busoga Province. In today's game, we know we are playing away from home. And when it comes to FUFA drum, whoever plays at home, in front of the fans, the home fans, they give in 100%. So I know it is going to be a difficult game. And if you look at the previous matches, so far we've played 3 times in the same tournament. In the second edition, we drew 2-2 here and 1-1 in Bugembe. Then the third game, we won 3-1. But it's not yet over until 90 minutes. And we came here knowing that this is going to be a do or die. But what we are looking at, we are not going to be defensive. We came here to attack because we need an early goal such that we can build the momentum for the entire game. But I'm very confident in my team. We have only missed to score in 1 game, including the playoffs. We have missed to score in the first game of the group with the Bugisu. But the rest of the games we've been scoring and scoring. And I think when you look at the scoring chart, no team has scored more goals than Busoga Province.
Okay, with a number of players that Busoga is blessed with, what are some of the names that you have traveled with?
Yeah, of course, for us, every player counts. But maybe people would love to hear the Shafiki Batambuze, a former Singida player, and Laban Tivita. So for me, every player on my team counts. But those are the names I can mention. But we are ready for the game, for sure, because we prepared very well. We've been in camp for a couple of days, and I think we are good to go. Yeah.
The Toro province coach, and then of course the Busoga province coach, that is Charles Ayeko, giving us the thoughts on today's game, and probably something to pick out, Tendo, from those.
Yeah, when you talk about Shafik Batambuze, aka Bachu, and Laban Tivita, you think that their most potent situation is on the left. So the right back for Toro must work across board, because Tivita has the knack for passing on the left as well, and Batambuze is a left back. And remember, when everything goes haywire, then there is another Regan Kariowa who is passing there. So Bule mentioned it spot on that they might switch Innocent Asimwe into centre back. That means now the question is who is going to be on the right back, which is Busoga's pathway. So it's going to be a little tricky there for them. That is most of what I've picked. And the fact that the home sides always have the energy to push. And for Busoga to come and say they're going to attack, I think it gives us a beautiful prospect of a game. Yeah.
Bule?
Yeah.
Something to come out from the interviews. I mean, for me, I'm looking at how Toro is going to manage. Yes, they've decided to bring in Innocent Asimwe, who can also play as a right back position, the former Bright Stars defender. Yeah. Is he going to have a challenge today?
No, he has experience as a player. He has been around football for quite some time. Definitely, he knows the task ahead. But I believe Ayeko is lying a bit. They will need to work on their defensive part too. As much as they want to play expansive football going forward, but you must deal with your defensive part too. And that is where the major work is going to be put in.
Actually, Bule, we don't have to cut you short there. We do have the lineups for the other game ready for us. Lango Province, this is the lineup for Coach Bob Obira. He has decided to go with Tony Chamera as the goalkeeper, Ivan Okello, Jacob Okawa, John Paul Achire, Musa Ramadan, Isaac Okello, Franco Onen, Moses Aliro, Bronson Subuga, Innocent Maduka, and Emmanuel Obua Bule. Yeah. Your thoughts on that lineup? A 4-2-3-1 for Bob Obira.
Good squad. Obua Emmanuel coming through again. He was man of the match in their last game. They have the potency. And when you look at the star players, Moses Aliro, an assist in the last game. Then players like Bronson Subuga, although he was meager in their last game for his respective team, that is Ginger North, but he must come good in this game because he's going to be at home in front of his fans. And he was one of the best players in 2018, so they will need him today. The defensive pack, Musa Ramadan, Isaac Okelo, Achiri John Paul, Jacob Okao, who is influential to me, one of the most influential players for Lango Province. They need to do better. Tony Chamera, the goalkeeper, he was better in the first half versus Acholi. He needs to come back stronger even in this game because he was man of the match. However much they picked another person, Jacob Okao, but for me, Tony Chamera stood up. And if he has a good game today, they'll progress into the semi-finals. Good lineup for Lango.
Yes, and that will be a big test because Innocent Maduka in the lineup has been scoring goals for Black Sport. Let us take a look at the lineup for Acholi Province, and we shall get the thoughts from Atendo, Derek Ochan as the goalkeeper, Ronald Owini, Hilary Onek, Rogers Atube, Walter Ochura, Felix Okot, Brian Obedi James, Sunday Opio, Dominic Abonga, Norman Ojik, and Dominic Ayela. Similar formation, Tendo, but probably a different approach for Acholi today.
Yeah, similar formation, different approach. I think they have come to look for goals. When you look at the players they have chosen, Brian Obedi, Norman Ojik, Dominic Ayela, Dominic Abonga, even Sunday Opio, that wonder kid from KCC's academy. He's been lost for quite some time. Him and Dominic Ayela, you think that when they came, they would actually take this country by storm, and their progress has kind of stalled a bit because of studies, but I think they will have a chance this time to showcase what they can do, and it's on good territory against a side that is very close to you, almost your brothers. I think it's a good moment, but the setup looks a little bit tricky. Brian Obedi might not easily play on the wing like you think that he can do to hurt the side, and Abonga is the front man, known. Then Norman Ojik following up. It looks so tricky. It's like a hasty lineup chosen with so many forwards, and how they are going to set up depends on the ingenuity of the individual players. Dominic Ayela, we saw him doing a lot of work on the wings, and then Sunday Opio also can play favorably on the wing. So I think the lineup is a little bit of a mind game setting from Makena. I wouldn't expect Brian Obedi to be a winger. Bule might help us there. Probably he's trying to twitch a little few things there.
All right. Let us hear from the two coaches from Lango and Acholi Province respectively, and we shall be back from those interviews.
First leg, then is nowhere to be seen.
But we have the replacer, which can do the work. Yeah.
Tell us about your game plan. How are you strategizing to down your counterparts?
For us, we always come to win. No defending. We attack and attack and attack.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Geoffrey Akena,
yes,
after losing the first leg 2-0 away at home, you now visit your opponents who will capitalize on the home advantage. But what gives you hope that you can overturn the deficit?
Yeah, you know, a game of football is so funny. You saw when we were playing at home, we were not lucky enough. And one thing, we went back, we work on the mistake that we did, and we are going to work very hard to see that our opponent does not score us in the first 20-15 minutes, and we capitalize on that by us scoring at least a goal in the first half, and that will give us
Surely, in Adakibo Stadium in Lira, it just tells you what exactly is happening on ground, because probably didn't get to hear much from the two coaches. The atmosphere is booming, gentlemen.
Ever been in a situation where you're in a pitch and then you can't hear what the coach is saying.
Yes.
Even the whistle.
Just
Even the whistle.
The all-day whistles.
So it is you against you.
Yeah.
You score and then wait and see, is it a goal or
Yes,
not?
yes.
Otherwise, if you say, I've had a whistle, it could be a fun, actually. And I'm so surprised that in all that excitement, both coaches are calm. Probably we call that the calm before the storm.
Yes.
It is definitely different from what is happening there. The coaches are trying to hold it, maybe, and try to show the players that if we don't get calm, probably you might forget the tactics, because that is normally what happens in a game where there are so many fans. Some players actually go and play their own game and forget the tactics. So I think the coaches are nervous. You could say so many things and the players go out and appear differently.
Bule, it looks like there is some light rain in Lira, but that will not stop, I mean, the fans to flock into the stadium.
They're already there.
A big game.
They're already there, regardless of what is going to come. Maybe if the rain is too much, they can get some shade, but still it's going to be a great day. We just hope that it doesn't really deter the match day, because fans have thrown the numbers. Players are already on the pitch, warm-ups are done, they're just waiting on to see how the game is going to unfold. As spectators on FUFA TV too, they are really anticipating a great one, because many people will be really rooting for each side respectively. It's going to be a great day.
Yes.
And it's a good environment. I saw the green on the pitch, different from the green when Villa was there last season. I think so much has come back into this pitch, and you expect a better even flow of the game.
Right.
Yeah. I was thinking that the game would be distracted by the level of the pitch, but I think the green is good now.
Well, just to let the viewers know that on DSTV, the game which is Toro versus Busoga, you can be joining Lawrence Bwanika in commentary for that game that will be taking place at St. Paul's. That will be a big game. But let us take you to LANGO versus ACHOLI at Akibwa Stadium in Lira. Peter Otai is with us in commentary for this big encounter. We shall be back at halftime for more. It is the FUFA drum celebrating our ancestry.